Good afternoon, Judith.
Good afternoon, Sonya.
Welcome to the Coach's Cup podcast. I am Sonya Green from Sonya Green Coaching.
And I'm Coach Judith Fender with the No BS weight loss program.
And today we are talking about a topic that we hear, I think, almost on the daily, right? From our clients, from just
family members, friends.
That's what I was thinking about. People we come in contact with.
It's on TV, social media. Find your happy place.
Yes, finding your happy place. Everybody wants this elusive place, right? They want what is your happy place?
Well, you know what? Mine is right here. I'm going to tell you, it is my screensaver. It is a sunset from my mountain. And I'm going to tell you right now, my happy place is a state of mind.
Yeah.
And looking at this picture right now, I totally can access it. I was just there yesterday morning. I was connecting with the earth and myself. It sounds so funny to say, but I really was doing it. This is just not my typical way of speaking out loud, but it was really one of the nicest mornings I've had, and so well deserved. And while it is a location for me, it is also heavily based on the state of mind that I can access when I'm outside in nature, in the sunshine, looking at the views.
Yeah. So when you think about finding your happy place, what's the thing that keeps the clients you coach, what keeps them from finding their happy place?
Looking in all the wrong places for it.
Okay.
And not knowing what they're looking for.
Yes.
Right. So you think it's my mountain. I think it's my mountain, but it's the state of mind that I create when I'm on the mountain. Yeah. And I can create that anywhere else in my house. I can create it when I walk outside. And so the problem I see with many clients or friends and family is being in pursuit for this happy place externally. And again, not reflecting internally to what we're thinking at every moment of the day and the story we're telling ourselves, because we all have opportunities. The only happy place is with yourself right now.
Yeah. So many times I'll have clients or maybe friends I'm talking to, and they'll say, oh, if I just had a better job, if I just had a different thing, I don't know what, it could be a different car. It could be a different partner. It could be a different set of parents, a different calendar. If I just had your parents, or if I just had, if I had your house, then that would, you know what I'm saying?
I'd be happy too, right? They see someone happy with something.
The grass is always greener kind of thing.
It's kind of that catch-all. Like people just look and see the highlight reel and think, yeah, well, I would be happy too if I had those shoes or that husband or this job, if only. And it's very limiting. It's very limiting because it blocks you from seeing your happiness. That's available to you at any point in your day.
And social media definitely makes it worse, I think, or it increases the opportunity for looking externally for your happy place.
Because what are you doing when you're on social media?
You're buffering.
Right. You're in the house. You're not living your best life.
Right.
And you're admiring all the people who are out there living their best life.
Yes.
Out there doing the things, who are putting themselves or taking the risks, who are conquering the self-doubt, who are out there meeting the challenges of their life to get the results they want.
Yes. Yes. So when you have clients who tell you they want to get to their happy place, they want to find their happy place, that's what they've come to you for coaching, so they can find that inner peace. What do you tell them?
Well, usually, that's what they want.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll start coaching, and they will have stories about kind of in the victim mentality. They will have stories where they don't see themselves as being autonomous or capable of
Yes.
thinking independently, but very maybe enmeshed in a kind of the attachment, how they grew up, or a story around parents. That's really very popular,
Yes.
especially in women, clients our age, right? Like in their
Right.
50s, when you have aging parents
Mm-hmm.
and the roles start reversing a little, or demands are changing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't done this work, if you haven't cleaned up that space of who you want to be, the kind of daughter you want to be, the role, how you with intention, these are all very coachable words that we use, and you have to set your intention on who you want to be, then that's the direction I would try to get my clients to, is who do you want to be?
Yeah. Because many times they're focused on how their parents should be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's or how their spouse should be,
Mm-hmm.
or how their children should be.
Right. And then we're arguing with reality.
Yes. Yes.
And you're never going to win. You cannot control the parents. You cannot control the children. You cannot control the spouse.
Yeah.
All that you have control is mastery of yourself and your own inner peace, finding your own inner wisdom. And that is the journey that we all embark on every day.
Yeah. That's where peace lives.
Mm-hmm.
Accepting what is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Not arguing, not trying to find more evidence for all the ways they've wronged you, and creating a list of of the things that, but looking for what you have control over, and that's you.
Yeah.
Bottom line. You're going to, and it's going to feel like, if you're listening, I'm thinking most of our clients, or most of our listeners aren't having that, like, aren't too enmeshed in that story, that they are seeing at least some 50-50, like can have glimpses of what they own.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would hope so. I mean, I think if they've been listening to us for very long at all, then they are aware of the fact that you don't have to believe your thoughts, that your brain lies to you on the daily to keep you safe, to keep you comfortable.
And your brain's told you a story, especially if it's your parents, siblings, friends that you've had a long time. Then the story is accumulation based on not even accurate. It's not based on facts.
Yeah.
It's based on stories. And that's really super important to always reflect back on, is people, what exactly did they say? What exactly did they do? And what were your thoughts?
Yes.
And hold that independently of a lifetime of storytelling.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're all walking around with, a lifetime of storytelling, and the practice of letting go of the past. Because if we're living in the past or carrying old thoughts from the past, then we're not, again, showing up as our best self in the present day.
No.
We're trying to, redo the past, and we can't. We can have a different version. That's a whole nother coaching thing, if you want to go back and rewrite your past.
So many times I find that when people are focusing on all those shoulds, it's coming from their own place of either guilt or fear. Maybe they're fearing, if it's with a parent, maybe they're fearing what's ahead. Or maybe they feel guilty about something in their past. Either way, it's focused on that negative emotion.
Right. And it's still very childlike.
Yes.
If you're having shoulds with parents, then, I would question, looking inward again, where did you get this story? Why can't you see your parents as independent people? Why are you still attached to this story?
Yeah. Yeah. And
And
maybe it's something that worked for you at some point. Many times it is, especially if it's something from childhood. It worked for you when you were a child, and you just never let it go. So it's still hanging around like a big rain cloud, and you think it's keeping you from your happy place.
Yes. It's not.
No.
It's not, because the happy place, I mean, the world is happening around both of us right now.
Yes.
You and I both have circumstances going on, and we're both here in the moment, present in this moment.
Yeah.
Finding our happy, connecting, like you and I are making eye contact and vibing.
And having this, I like that. Connecting in this moment, being present, not worrying about what we should be doing, because this is where we are.
I was listening to, I think it was Kara Lowenthal's podcast, and she was talking about, which I think is important to this story, something like, we think, like if someone has a negative thought about us, just say if it's a parent, that they're thinking of that thought all day long.
Yeah.
Just hammer down all day long.
I love that. Yes.
We are the object of their, thinking all day long.
Yes.
And the truth is, they may think about you, but it's going to be more like I think she said, a squirrel passing in front of the screen of the camera. Like it's just going to fly by. They're going to be like, oh, Judith. Yeah, that's it.
And that's not just parents, right? That's anybody. So many times I've had clients who think maybe it's a coworker, maybe and they think that they are the sole focus because they're focused in on it. Right. They are just like tunnel vision, focused on it. The other person, probably not.
Yeah. Because they're reading, like that's super common if you work in a space with a coworker.
Yes.
If you can't manage your thinking or your feelings, to like take on their vibration, their energy, and then you start making it all about you and not being able to pull that apart. It takes some work, y'all. Like we can talk about that. I think we're pretty advanced that we can talk about this with some. I think that's why I'm smiling on this one, because I've done this work. It's not like my calendar.
Yeah. Yeah.
This feels very light and airy to me because I have been in the trenches and I have done this work, and I know in the moments when it comes to relationships, what is my responsibility, who I want to be, and that no matter what, I like how I'm showing up for me first.
Yeah, that is your happy place. Being able to set aside all of those thoughts about what anybody else should be doing and focusing in on me.
That's your first. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
That's your indicator. First of all, if you're shooting.
Yes.
If you're shooting on anyone, yourself, your parents, your coworkers, your kids, that is your pause. Ladies, that is your pause to, okay, I just realized I just said my parents should be picking up the phone. Or, well, that's probably not a good one because we want them to be picking up the phone. So, but they should be, what's something parents should be doing? Buying my groceries. I don't know.
Minding their own business.
They should be minding their own business, when in fact, that's quite a story right there, because really, what if that's just their way of showing
how much they love you?
Yes, that's how they want to connect. But if you're thinking they wish they would mind their own business, that has some story to it.
Yeah, and that's a heavy story to carry around. It's hard to find your happy place if that's the story you're carrying around.
Yeah, I think first the work would be in, maybe finding 5 minutes a day of your own space where you're journaling about something you've done well, something you like about yourself, being very introspective on who you are and defining, and thinking about your future self and your future self can be you in 5 minutes or 5 days or 5 years. And that's who we're always growing towards. And if you're in a relationship and you're shooting on this relationship, you're checking in and you're thinking about the long term, because that's very, shoulds are very in the moment. It's very hard. It's a very angry stance to be at. And I feel like I'm staring at my happy place right here. And
well, but at the same time, it's also easy. You talked about future self. You can be in your happy place, like right now. You can be in the next 30 seconds. A year from now, you can be in your happy place at any moment just by realizing that you're going to put away all of those shoulds. Our brains have shoulds. Okay. I'm not going to think that way. What am I going to focus on that brings me peace, that brings me that calm, happy place?
Right. Kind of in that next best thought, next best action. People have said words, parents have said, how are you doing today? And you notice you're thinking, they wish they would mind their own business.
Yeah.
A better thought you could have, like, if you've always said that thought, if you've always, carried that around in your brain and you recognize that's normal for you, then you can just be like, okay, then let's just come back to the facts. The fact is they've said words, and I could think, I can't remember the question I gave, but something like, I'm doing great today. That's how, I'm doing great. How are you? Like, really appreciate. And that's being in the present moment with it and no baggage.
Yes. Not buying into, well, I wonder why they're asking.
Yes.
What are they trying to find out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is so good.
Yeah.
Like our brains, like so predictable. So predictable. And I guess think like a monk is coming to my mind. Just wonder what's going on in their brains and have they mastered their thoughts and how when they're with people, just being present in the moment like a monk. That's my thought.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that's why we attach it to a place, because we want to be present. That's how we physically situate ourselves. Because mine would be on the beach. That would be, if I had to situate my happy place in a location, it would be on the beach. But it's that same thing. It's because I can make myself present. I can feel my toes in the sand. I can feel the water washing up on me, and I am there in that moment. I am not thinking about what anybody should be doing or why anyone isn't behaving the way I think they should be. It's always around that. If we can give that up, then we can be on a mountainside or on the beach or wherever your happy place is every day, every moment.
Changing of the circumstance affords you and your brain an opportunity to think new thoughts, to open up, and because you're not on autopilot. And if you live next to your parents or in close proximity and you have a pattern, something triggers a thought and you're already in that mindset of just be cautious, check in. What am I thinking about what they just said? Or why am I thinking that? What could I think differently?
But changing circumstances alone that's not what does it.
No, that's a temporary.
Yeah, it does. It definitely opens up an opportunity for awareness. But that's not what makes the change.
It just makes it that much sweeter. Your happy place. And when you do get to change the circumstance, because I mean, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
It is special. It just makes that all that much more special, and why we want to get back to the beach or to the mountain or to nature or those moments. But it doesn't have to be only at the beach or on the mountain.
Right. We have that. We can bring it to us anytime. All right. Anything you want to leave listeners with about their happy place?
Practice.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Repetition. We don't become masterful piano players sitting at the piano. We've got
Right.
to actually put our fingers on the key and practice, and thinking that this isn't for you. You can't do this, and getting frustrated with any process. Well, no matter what you're working on, if it's weight loss, if it's better relationship with parents, better relationship with self, no matter what, it is coming back to, it takes intentionality,
Mhm.
awareness, and repetition.
Yes.
Think Michael Jordan. What is that? In his career, he threw 90,000 shots and only 3,000 of them were points,
Yeah.
in all his games. I'm not getting the numbers right, but it's something like that. But in our mind, right, when we think of Michael Jordan, we're all like, woo,
Yeah. Wish I could
he's
be like
amazing.
Michael
Wish
Jordan.
I could be like him. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
on the court at 5 a.m. I don't know, somewhere I read all the things.
Right. I mean,
Mhm.
that's the difference, right? Are you willing? 10,000 hours is what Malcolm
Yeah.
Gladwell in his book Outliers, his
Mhm.
research led to. It takes 10,000 hours to be proficient at something, to be a
Mhm.
master.
Mhm.
Are you willing to put in 10,000 hours of practice
Mhm.
if it means being able to access your happy place at the end of it and
I'm
along the
good.
way?
I'm going to do a little math here. 24 times 365 equals. Okay, so there's only, that's 8,760 hours in a year.
Mhm.
And practice requires intentionality. So if you spent 1 hour a day, just think of how many years. And I say that not to overwhelm, but to help drop perspective. And it really comes down to those micro moments and
Yes.
managing your mind.
Making a
It
choice.
I say it's minding my moments.
But so there's 8,000 some hours. But if you looked at somebody and said, if you do one thing for the next year, you will be able to be in
Yes.
your happy place whenever
Mm-hmm.
you choose.
Mm-hmm.
How many people would say, sign me up for that?
Right. Right. And that you sound just like Corinne when you said that. Like, if you lost 1 pound a month, because people complain about, oh, it's so slow losing 1 pound a month. But yeah, would you be willing to lose 1 pound a month or 4 pounds a month and think about where you would be in 1 year?
Yeah.
And then you just keep going.
It's all there is
Is
to
it
it,
worth it?
folks.
Because here's the big, what do I want to say? The big reveal, spoiler,
Yeah.
is that it comes back to today. We can only manage today, no matter what. If it's your weight, if it's your thinking about your weight, you're thinking about your parents.
Mhm.
Have I already emphasized that enough today?
No, I don't think you can. I don't think you can. In this moment, what am I going to think?
Mhm.
Because you always have a choice.
100%.
People don't make you think about them.
Mhm. Yes, who do I want to be
Yes.
in this moment?
Yeah. And there is your happy place
Yep.
every
You can
time.
just decide. And you might want to put it on the calendar.
Mhm.
You might want to, sketch off that 5 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it is, and be intentional, taking care of yourself and your mental space and the story you're telling yourself.
Yeah. It's
Did we
worth
cover
it.
this? It is. It's so worth it. Oh my gosh, I'm going to go hike in the morning. I've decided, here's my fun place. My happy place is going to be visited on my calendar. I think I'll be leaving the house about 7:20 in the morning. I can still go hike and come home, coach.
There you go.
Put me first.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
All right. If you're looking for coaching, you can find me to coach you on your happy place at sonyagreencoaching.com or at Sonya, SONYA _green on Instagram.
And you can find me with No BS Weight Loss Program. I am a coach over there, and I would be happy to coach you too. So, but you can find me on Instagram, Just Judy, right? JUST JUDIE.
And a lot of times you'll even show pictures of your happy place, won't you?
I'm gonna get better at that. I think I say this every week.
No, I think you do show pictures of your happy place.
You're gonna
I
have
see
to
'em.
check my stories. I don't know. I need to. I want to work on sharing, but I actually have the thought I don't want to share it too much because there used to be no one on my happy place. And now there's cars from California and Georgia and Texas. And I'm like, wait a minute. There's too many
Everybody's
people.
finding my happy place.
Everybody's finding it. This was just used to just be my mountain.
Yeah.
There's not really willing to share it. So if I get
You
there
don't have to
early,
name it.
if I get there early, I get it all to myself.
There you go.
Yeah. Mhm.
All right. So we would love to have a review from you of the podcast.
Yes.
A
Tell
question.
us about your happy place. Yes.
Yes. Ooh, that would be lovely. Tell us
Mhm.
where do you have a physical location for your happy place?
Mhm.
Tell
Mhm.
us that this week. A place that I always forget that you can share this information. We have a Facebook page.
Oh
The
my gosh.
Coach's Cup podcast. I never remember to say that. Go there and tell us where your happy place is.
That would be so fun.
Yeah.
Post a picture too.
Yeah. Let's
Or
do it.
maybe
Let's fill up
share
our
it.
Facebook page with happy places.
happy places and happy faces.
Yeah, that's what I said. What were you gonna say?
I don't know. I'm my eyes hurt from smiling, Sonya.
All right. We'll see you next week.
Bye.